Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we are starting the day by seeing another important landmark here in Rio. We've been seeing the Sugarloaf mountain from all kinds of different perspectives over the last couple of days, but today we are actually here.
So in order to get to the top, there are two different things you can do. The first one is you can hike up to the first hill. There are two hills. And you can hike up to the first one and then take a cable car from the first one up to the second one, which is a taller one, obviously. Or you can just take a cable car all the way. We arrived at the ticket booth this morning and the lines were massive.
Yeah.
So we decided to just hike up the first part and see if we even want to go up to the top, and if the lines up there are shorter, to buy the partial ticket for one of the cable cars. We actually wanted to do the hike because we've heard it's a pretty nice hike up. You get to see the ocean on one side and you are walking through this forest, and it's really nice. And it's also really safe. The area is heavily militarized and there are many tourists doing it, so it should be pretty safe.
Starting from the ticket office, the journey to the summit of Morro da Urca spans approximately 1.5 kilometers, but the actual hiking distance is only about half of that. The majority of the trail winds through the forest. We had to get through some uneven rocks and climbing sections, but most of the way is made of steps cut into the hillside.
We have made it to the top of the first mountain. Woohoo, yes. The hike was definitely pretty straightforward, but not simple, especially on a super hot day like today. But you do get a nice breeze through the forest, so it wasn't too bad either.
At least it's in the shade, but it is very humid and it's a bit slippery as well, so keep that in mind.
We didn't expect too much, but the Morro da Urca summit exceeded our expectations for sure. From Praia Valmeria to Guanabara Bay and Christ the Redeemer in the distance, the views all around were absolutely breathtaking. The vibrant atmosphere was complemented by a live band, places to eat, and various activities, including helicopter tours. As we walked around, we came across a small museum where we learned about the fascinating history of the cable car. Completed by Augusto Ramos in 1912, it was actually the third cable car ever to be installed in the world. It could carry up to 22 passengers on each trip, taking about 10 minutes to reach the top. After 60 years of operation, the cabins were upgraded to feature transparent walls all around, making the experience much more immersive and visually stunning. And the capacity was also increased to 75 passengers. These days, the cable car carries about 2,500 passengers a day, every half an hour from 8:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and takes only 3 minutes to travel to the top.
Alright, we're going back down now. We've actually decided not to go any higher because the views from the first point are absolutely beautiful. You pretty much see panoramic views of everything. So I just thought it's not worth paying another 20 pounds per person just to see everything from a little bit higher up. Especially since we went to the Christ the Redeemer statue yesterday, which is even higher than this hill. So we already got those higher up views yesterday. But it's definitely worth coming. The views from here are really, really good. And you can actually do it 100% for free if you just hike the way here instead of taking the cable car.
Next morning, we decided to visit the bohemian neighborhood of Santa Teresa.
Hello, Lukas.
The second we entered the neighborhood, we were immediately captured by the street art and vibrant culture. Santa Teresa is a historic neighborhood known for its charming and bohemian atmosphere. It's located on a hill overlooking downtown Rio, and it's characterized by narrow streets, colonial-style houses, and an artistic community. This neighborhood is also called the Lisbon of Brazil, and we could immediately understand why. The historic yellow tram that still operates as a tourist attraction made us feel as though we were transported into the streets of Lisbon.
We're currently at the Ruins Park, which is a park built on top of an old mansion and has really nice panoramic views over the city, and this mansion actually looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah. The only thing about this neighborhood is that it didn't really feel very safe. It's right next to a bunch of favelas, so you've got to be kind of careful and watch out when you're walking on the street. But once we found the tourist path with all the tourists coming here, it was totally fine.
To finish our day, we headed back to the center to visit the Rio de Janeiro Cathedral, officially known as the Metropolitan Cathedral of Saint Sebastian. The cathedral was completed in 1979 and is known for its distinctive cone shape that resembles a Mayan pyramid. While at first glance you would not be able to tell that this is a church, if you look at it from the distance, you can actually spot a cross effect created by the two buildings behind it. The cathedral stands as one of the largest of its kind in the world, being able to accommodate 20,000 people. The interior is simple, but certainly impressive, with beautiful stained glass windows and sculptures. It is definitely worth a visit. And with that, our time in Rio comes to an end, but we leave with great memories and excited for the next adventure. See you soon!